So why do you want to work here?
Be strong.
Hi, I'm Mark from Modern Music University, and this channel exists to help music teachers incorporate music production into the classroom. If that sounds good to you, then keep on watching. Alright, so I want to switch gears completely for a little bit and do something that's not really music production, but still a valuable lesson, not just in the classroom, but a valuable life lesson. And a great lesson is to teach students how to behave and interact in a job interview. Think back to your first job interview when you were young and how unprepared that you felt. You felt like you didn't really know what to expect, you were unsure of the questions that were going to be asked, and you were really unsure about what to say. I think as educators, we have sort of an advantage because we kind of know the questions that are going to be asked in a job interview. So we can really prepare our students for the type of questions and the type of answers that they should be giving. If you were an animal, what animal would you be? An animal? I never really thought about that before. Like a platypus maybe, or a flying squirrel.
Oh, really?
Dog. Just normal dog. Just dog. Roof. Err. So to accomplish this lesson, we need to do a little bit of prep work. We need to open an assignment up into BandLab and then pre-record ourselves asking some questions.
What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
You can decide how you want to prep this. Now, if this sounds too advanced for your students and you want to kind of water it down a little bit, you can easily just take this lesson and turn it into a kind of get to know you lesson. Sort of ask questions and have your students just answer them. That way you can better know your students. Maybe you want to know what they did over break. Maybe it's the beginning of the year and you want to know more about them. This is a great lesson for you and your students to connect a little bit more. After you've recorded yourself recording these questions, chop up your sound bit and give some space for your students to answer. I like to leave somewhere between 8 and 10 seconds of space in between each question. That way students can answer it in real time. Then go ahead and open up a new track, click on the microphone, and label this the answer track, or the portion of the track that students are going to be using to insert their answers. That does it for the prep work for this. We can exit out of this and then go into the assignment brief and type in however we want to approach the assignment. We can go ahead and treat this like an interview and come up with some kind of skit, or we can simply ask our students how was their break and please answer the questions that you're going to be hearing. When students open up the assignment, all they would have to do is click on the picture of the microphone in the answer track and go ahead and click the red dot to record. And they can do this all in real time. They can simply hit the record button, listen to the question, and then answer it. Headphones are highly suggested here. But they don't need to hit the stop and record button multiple times. They can just hit it once, listen, and answer, and go. So the only thing that you would have to do is figure out how you want to approach this assignment. For me, I like to pretend that I've created a global corporation and I'm looking for a new assistant that's going to work very closely with me, and I'm looking for somebody who's trustworthy, who can deliver coffee to me, and most importantly can do all the work that I would normally do and still take all the credit for it. So I like to play around with it and make some jokes with it, and the kids have a great time doing this assignment. Some of the answers that I get are absolutely humorous, and the great thing about it is that it's being recorded, so you'll have that for forever. So great way to then embarrass them down the road for when they get older.
What is your favorite subject in school right now? And please state why.
My favorite subject in school, I obviously love music a lot.
Please, I know. Music. Yes. Love music.
I also really like gym. I love sports and I love running around and what.
Ooh, sports. Oh, I'm gonna have to make a note of that.
Oh, what are you writing down right now? Oh, I mean, I don't like gym that much. It's music. Music is definitely more. Just so you know. Like music is here, and then gym would be like like there. I mean, just music's definitely up here though.
Tell me, who is your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher. Oh, that's a close one. Well, I really do like the phys ed teacher. I mean, music teacher. Music teacher's great. Funny, kind, smart, handsome,
Oh, really?
strong, handsome, and kind, funny, and all those positive adjectives that people use to describe teachers. Yes, those ones.
Mhm.
So you can decide if you want to be very silly with the assignment, or if you want to be a little more serious and treat it as what a job interview would be like. And you can go ahead and look up typical interview questions that are in job interviews, such as, what's your biggest strength, what's your biggest weakness, where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's your typical job interview questions, and then have your students answer them, and then you can go ahead and critique them, and you can go ahead and play it back for the whole class, have your whole group discussion about how they should have answered this or what would be a better way to word it, and you're now preparing your students for the future. You're preparing them for future events that are going to happen. I mean, everyone's going to have a job interview, so this is a great way to prepare your students. If you're teaching middle school or high school, I highly suggest you teach your students, how to behave and how to answer questions in a job interview. If you're teaching more elementary school, then I'd maybe suggest doing it the more silly way and treat it as just something kind of fun to do.